She's not coming back. And deep down, you know that. But you still check your phone, still replay the memories, still wonder if you could have done more. So why is it so damn hard to let her go? Because holding on to someone who's already let God is emotional suicide. Let's fix that. JessicaOS here. And yes, before you ask, I lost a bet, so I'm wearing temporary tattoos for a week. Now that we've cleared that up, let's talk about the trap you're stuck in and how to finally break free. You're not addicted to her. You're addicted to the feeling. This is where most men get it wrong. You think you're still in love, that she's your soulmate, your person. But what you're really hooked on is the emotional cocktail she gave you, the dopamine from every kiss, the adrenaline rush every time her name popped up, the calm you felt lying beside her, even when the connection was already fading. It's not her you miss, it's the high. You scroll through her stories, heart pounding at the sight of her with another guy, a wine glass in hand, wearing something that makes your stomach flip. Your nervous system panics, thinking she's still your source of validation. You've built an addiction to being needed, to being chosen. And now her absence feels like withdrawal. That's why the silence is deafening. Why you can't sleep. Let me tell you something. Going cold turkey on a woman is harder than quitting cigarettes, harder than quitting porn, if that's your thing. That's how deep this goes. So what do? You cut the supply? Stop checking her socials. Stop replaying voice notes. Stop letting her memory seduce you into an emotional relapse. You don't wean off this kind of drug. You cut it. Not out of bitterness, but because your brain is running a loop, and every time you revisit hers or reread old messages, you feed it. If she was your only source of happiness, you weren't in love. You were dependent. Let's call it what it is. Ever wonder why some men fall apart after a breakup and others level up? It's not about the woman. It's about where they place their power. If your identity is tied to her presence, you handed her the keys to your entire sense of self. Take those keys back. Don't just try to forget her. Retrain your nervous system. You've been telling yourself that peace lives in her arms, but how can you be ready for the right woman if you're still emotionally tethered to the wrong one? You also need to stop romanticizing a one-sided story. We replay the past, but we skip the messy parts. The disrespect, the distance, the time she emotionally checked out. If she loved you the way you loved her, would you even be watching this video right now? Probably not. Don't let nostalgia rewrite history. The version of her that you're holding on to, that version doesn't even exist anymore. Let's get brutally honest. You're not stuck because she was amazing. You're stuck because your brain edited the past into a highlight reel. You remember the laughs, the kisses, the good mornings. But you skip the manipulation, the cold silences, the way she made you feel like a burden when you needed her most. We don't fall in love with people. We fall in love with how they made us feel. And when that ends, we cling to that version of them, not the real one. You're painting a full picture with half the truth. And if you only remember the best parts, you're not healing. You're hallucinating. Let me remind you, just because there were moments of pleasure doesn't mean she was good for you. If she really loved you, she would have been consistent. You wouldn't have to decode mixed signals like you were solving a riddle. If your memory of her is more beautiful than the actual experience with her, you're living in a fantasy. Stop telling yourself, maybe if I just did this. Instead, write down the red flags. The times she ignored your boundaries, the way she made you question your worth. Don't build a shrine in your mind to a woman who wouldn't worship you back, because every time you glorify her, you devalue yourself. Another reason you're stuck is because you made her your peace, and that was the mistake. She wasn't just your girlfriend. She became your calm, your distraction from inner chaos, but she was never meant to be your anchor. You outsourced your emotional center to a woman who didn't sign up to carry that weight, and now that she's gone, you're drifting. Not because she left, but because you never learned how to hold yourself together without her. You made her your therapist, your motivator, your mirror, but no woman wants to babysit a man's identity. And the more you leaned on her, the more unattractive you became. Masculine energy thrives on stability, direction, self-control. When that disappears, so does her respect. She may have loved you, but if she had to constantly hold you up, she would eventually resent you. So here's the fix: build your own inner peace. Let her complement your life, not complete it. When your confidence is self-generated, you stop chasing her approval. You stop fearing her absence. You become the man she respects, not the man who falls apart when she leaves. Let her feel safe with you, but first be safe within yourself. And now, let's kill one of the biggest least. I just need closure. You don't, and no one owes it to you. One more talk won't bring peace. It'll reopen wounds. She might say she still cares, or that she's not ready. She might ignore you completely, and then you spiral. Closure isn't given. Closure is chosen. Waiting for her to explain when she walked away is like standing in a storm, waiting for the rain to apologize. You don't need her to say sorry. You want it, but what you need is your power back. You want her to regret leaving because you want your pain to make sense. But if you're honest, you're just looking for another reason to hold on. Closure isn't her explanation. It's your decision to say, enough. I don't need her regret. I don't need her clarity. I choose peace. And some people won't give you closure. because they benefit from your confusion. Don't give them that power. You close the chapter not by rereading the ending, but by closing the book. Last thing, if you can obsess over her, you can build an empire. You've been pouring your energy into someone who left, replaying memories, stalking her stories, fantasizing about fake conversations. But here's the true thing. If you can memorize her moods, her habits, her favorite songs, you've got focus. You've got discipline. You've got emotional fire. You just gave it to the wrong target. She wasn't the mission. She was the distraction. Take that obsession and aim it forward. If you can lose sleep thinking about her, you can lose sleep building your body, your business, your mind. A life that demands respect. Your attention is power. Every second spent on someone who walked away is stolen from your future. Stop wondering if she's thinking about you. Start becoming the man she never thought you could be. Not to prove her wrong, but to prove to yourself that you were never broken, only redirected. What if you made you the project? What every time that hit you did 20 push-ups, wrote 200 words, learned a new skill, added one brick to your future? Because women respect men who build, men with momentum, men with vision. So if she couldn't see your value then, let her watch you become a man she can't even reach now. Your obsession wasn't the problem. Your target was. Now aim better. Letting go isn't weakness. It's power. It's saying, I deserve more than silence, more than confusion, more than someone who couldn't choose me. She couldn't hold your worth. Maybe she was never meant to. Let that sink in. JessicaOS here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.